Welcome to the D'Catalyst Podcast with Nnamani Darlington, where we run Tomorrow is Here series, diving deep into the transformative journey of Enugu State under the visionary leadership of Governor Peter Mbah. Here we discuss projects, ideas that are shaping Enugu State into an innovative hub. At the D'Catalyst Podcast, we discuss with clarity, authenticity, and purpose. So join us as we amplify the vision of a new Enugu State, one where opportunity thrives, transparency reigns, and the future is now. I'm your host, Nnamani Darlington. This is Tomorrow is Here series on the D'Catalyst Podcast. Welcome on board. Welcome to another edition of the D'Catalyst Podcast. With me here today is Honorable Mbah Ekene Nnamani, the chairman of Enugu State Board of Internal Revenue. A revenue there. Honorable Ekene Nnamani, welcome to the D'Catalyst Podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's quite understandable that your office is one of the most busiest office today in Enugu State. I would like to know how you're coping with this office, because I understand that it's one of the most busiest offices today. So, because we want to talk about the revenue, the taxation, and what have you. So, I understand. I would like to know how you have been coping.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Mbah Ekene Nnamani, like he introduced. I'm the executive chairman in Enugu State Internal Revenue Service. I actually don't like people asking me questions how we cope, because I don't actually think we cope. We believe we just exist. We just exist because the job is massive. The expectation of Enugu people is high. The government expectation is also very, very mounting on daily basis. The need to generate sustainable revenue for Enugu State cannot be overemphasized. The people we are not properly prepared for this kind of disruption.
Yeah.
Both the staff and the citizens, the residents. So the disruption in the way we generate our revenue is like something happened in another world. So understanding it becomes difficult. Then the staff moving with the pace at which the speed at which we are moving it is also trying them to understand is a Herculean task. But I can assure you that we are not relenting. We'll continue to push it.
Yeah.
And we have a very clear picture that Enugu has a lot of potentials in terms of revenue. We are doing it and we can do it.
Okay, quite insightful from you. But I want to ask you a question. The executive chairman of Enugu State Board of Internal Revenue. Did Enugu State government, under Governor Peter Mbah, increase the tax rate? Did Enugu State government increase the tax rate?
No, the Enugu State government doesn't actually have the powers to increase the tax. They don't have power to increase tax because most of our tax laws are federation law. It's a law made by National Assembly. Our own is just to implement it. The area state government has powers to probably amend the rate in the levies and fees. So, but when it comes to tax, the government in Enugu State doesn't have that powers to amend or increase taxes. No, we don't. So the only thing we do is to implement the tax laws as it is provided, and utilize the culture of the people in implementing the tax law. That's what we have done. But I understand why you ask the question. You ask the question because the hues and cries are much. So why the hues and cries? Because it's like in an environment where nobody has ever talked about tax. It's like an environment where people don't believe that government exists. It's like in an area where an average citizen wants government to open its arms and wait for manna to fall for development to come. And people believe the money they're making is personal money and it doesn't concern the government. So we understand all this scenario. And it's also a matter of the chicken and egg, which one comes first. So people want the government to develop the state so that if you want them to pay tax, they can pay. But the government on its own is saying, where are we going to get the money to develop the state if the citizen doesn't contribute? So the chicken and egg issue has been an issue.
So it's quite, you are trying to say that the government of Enugu State under Governor Peter Mbah did not increase tax. Is a yes or no answer?
They did not increase tax.
So Governor Peter Mbah did not increase tax
at all.
So, but we have heard about some people talking about the illegal tax collectors in the various parts of the state. What is your office doing about people who are in the streets that are not supposed to be the ones collecting tax? Are you not seeing that as an issue?
I don't think that's an issue for now, because when we came into government in 2023, we fought the non-state actors to a standstill. And I believe that I doubt if any people are still complaining about non-state actors as of today. I still doubt it. There may be skirmishes of one or two areas. Which
do we have illegal tax collectors? Those who are not supposed to be collecting tax from people, that are collecting tax, pretending to be government.
It's not. I don't think it's under my purview. I have not seen such a thing. Where we discover there are people collecting taxes or collecting money, not tax. But when you say illegal tax collectors, you are trying to legalize what is illegal. I don't think there is illegal tax collectors, but you may have non-state actors who may be trying to bring their weight to bear on how it was before this new government came on board. They try to come in to collect money from the people. And when we see them, we do get them arrested. We do get those money recovered. And in some cases, people get their money back. So I don't think there's illegal tax collectors. So what we have is agents that collect tax in the informal sector. And these agents can be identified. They have ID card. Recently, what we are doing is to ensure that this ID card has barcode where you can scan and you identify that the person is actually from Internal Revenue Service. So to avoid somebody going to duplicate the ID card and continue to profess himself as a tax revenue agent when he is not. So every now and then, we try to make sure that we sanitize the environment of non-state actors at any moment.
So now, how do people go about the grievances? Maybe when they have grievances about your board, your office, on maybe one or two issues, how do people reach out to the office? How do they, since we are practicing democracy, how do people reach out to your office to tell your office that they are not happy with one or two things that is ongoing? So how do people reach out?
Yes, we have.
What is the feedback mechanism
we have
like?
Various feedback mechanisms. One is that under the governor, Peter Mbah, he championed what we call whistleblowing. This whistleblowing is whistleblowing at Enugu State at enugustate.gov.ng. If you think anybody has done something wrong to you, either in tax or any other provision of services, send this mail and the governor will see it directly and forward to the appropriate agencies to handle. So if you also believe that it is a tax matter, we have our hotlines where people can send their text messages or even call, and we have a call center, and we have dedicated set of people that they receive your call 24 hours. Any complaint you have, they will send it and will treat it. You can also send a mail at ESIRS at enugustate.gov.ng. You can also visit our legal department where we have a something like a mini mediation where we can talk to our people, get their challenges, resolve it within a space of time. So these are things we do. I believe we can as well expand this mechanism. But our people don't actually complain to the authority. What they do is that they go to the beer parlor to begin to either cascade the government or try to blackmail the government. Our people are not used to official complaint. And sometimes our people are also interested in protecting the bad people than protecting the government. If you ask our people to come and complain now, they will run away. If somebody is making any utterance in a beer parlor, you say, okay, can you go to Internal Revenue Service to lay this con? They say, no, don't get me involved. Our people are not used to complaining. That is just an issue. We want to get them to complain. Any ill-meted treatment to them, we will handle it.
Okay.
Our duty is to raise revenue for the state, but we also make sure that this revenue we are raising is fairly done, and our people are not stampeded on any or at any point in time, because they are the citizens. The government is for them.
Okay, I get that. So we understand we have had issues and strong statement by the Governor Mbah-led administration on how they have generated the revenue where we were before, where the state was before the inception of Governor Mbah's administration. So what percentage increase have we gotten to at this level? Where were we before, and where
actually,
are we now?
We have moved. We don't want to compare where we met the revenue and where we are currently, because the two scenarios are not the same. The two environment has changed, because yes, we met a revenue of the state probably at 30 billion or 32 billion in 2022. In 2023, we contributed half of the revenue, having come into government in May 29th. So in 2023, we were able to shove the revenue to 37 billion. But in 2024, being our full year of scaling, the revenue jumped to 180 billion. So that is over 380% increase in revenue.
That's marvelous.
And this year 2025, we are fighting it to ensure that we get to a level where people will say, "Wow, are you sure this is Enugu State?" That is what we are doing, and we are not leaving any stone unturned until we get there.
So what are the indices that made Enugu State to reach up to that over 300% increase behind the likes of Lagos, Port Harcourt, Ogun State? I think Enugu State became fifth.
Yes.
So what are the indices that
we have opportunities that these states, other states behind us, they also have, but they've not utilized it. We have our opportunities in our land premium. Because if you look at our revenue is more in the non-tax revenue than in the tax revenue. In the non-tax revenue, we have our land premium, where you notice that Enugu has more than 80% of its land gift, not built up. So this land that is not built up means that the state has opportunity of development. And this development can scale up to 20, 30, 40, 50 years if we continue in a what we call speed and massive development agenda. We can continue to develop in the next 50 years. Why we have this land? That is our own gift. So if government sustain the drive for development and utilizing the land banking opportunities we have, we'll continue to make massive money in our land sector revenues. So most of our revenues are coming from land sector revenues, and we're also coming from service sector revenues, like in our courts and in our service industry, like SOMA and etc. So we are making a lot of revenue in those areas. The tax, yes, we are growing the tax massively. The tax revenue is also contributing massively because we are expanding the net. Those, especially the companies that we are rendering or remitting payees, are expanding. And we also have the informal sector tax expanding as well. We have the HNI tax, the high net worth individual that pays tax. We are identifying them in the state, and we are expanding them. Then our areas of opportunity in the property taxes is also expanding. The land use charge is expanding massively. Then we also got our landlord to pay taxes because they are making income over the years and they've never paid a dime to the government from the income they made on rent. If you look at our tax law very clearly, you see that one of the major concerns of government is the tax from rent, because the rent we have in the country as a whole can generate massive taxes for further development. So we piloted those areas and we are expanding it, and money is coming from those areas. So these are things we are doing, and we are making.
So can you just kindly educate and sensitize people on kind on the types of tax rate they should pay in the already existing tax net? What are the various type of tax that they should pay?
No, it's only one tax at a time.
Okay. So
one tax is if you are working, you pay your tax through your organization. We call pay as you earn, personal income tax, pay as you earn. Other tax are the entrepreneurs who have their own businesses and they are not under anybody's employment. They pay their own tax through what we call direct assessment. Outside that, every other tax is dependent on what the service or what you have. For instance, somebody is expected to pay land use charge if he owns a property. So if you don't own a property, then you don't have business with land use charge. So you're also expected to pay income tax on house rent. That is when you're a landlord and you rented your house out for people to occupy and they pay you rent. So you pay stamp duty on land transaction when you want to acquire land, when you have agreement between one property owner and another person. So it's transaction based.
Yeah.
The other one is capital gain tax. You also pay capital gain tax when you have disposed your assets. So if you have not sold your assets, you don't have business with capital gain tax. So every other tax are dependent on transaction. It's transactional tax.
Okay. So there's nothing like double taxation in Enugu?
Oh, no, with double taxation. Anyway, there is nothing like double taxation because these are words our people use that sometimes I don't know how to begin to interpret it. Double taxation does not exist within the resident of a particular environment. Double taxation is an arrangement between one country and another country where one person earns money. For instance, if you live in America and you've earned your money in America and you brought your money here into Enugu State and want to tax you again. So it's only when we tax you again on the income you earned in America where America has actually charged you tax on it and you bring it here to Enugu and we want to tax you again. That is where double taxation comes in. Because it has been taxed ab initio and we are now asking for you to be taxed again. So that is what we call double taxation. Or what our people say or what they misinterpret is they should have said multiple taxation. So it's not double tax, it's multiple. So but there is no multiple taxation because there is nobody who say he has paid the personal income tax where he's working and we ask him to pay another personal income tax. No, it has never happened. So there is nobody who said I paid my income tax on house rent. We are asking him to pay additional one. No, it has never happened. Nobody has ever said I paid the e-ticket in the market and I'm being asked to pay e-ticket again. So it has never happened. So there's nothing like multiple taxation. The only thing I discover is that people were not used to this tax ab initio. So when we say they have to contribute towards the development of the state, some I say, why should they contribute? Why shouldn't government go to Abuja and collect the money, or go to United Nations, World Bank, and tell them to give money for development? It doesn't happen that way. So we have done that over the years, over years. Since 5 years we've been doing that, trying to see how we can use donor to do. Donor cannot develop an economy; it's not sustainable. The only thing that's sustainable is the internal revenue of the state. That is the only thing that is sustainable. And when you have that internal revenue, you can move mountain. You can say this mountain move from here and it will move immediately. And what will make the mountain move is because you have the fund to move the mountain.
Okay, so now the perception about the people on how these taxes that have been collected are used, is it in the right way? Are they seeing things? Are they seeing the social amenities that are supposed to see?
I can also tell you that the people who pay these taxes are not the people who are complaining on social media. The people who complain on social media are just the idle people who call themselves politicians or opposition, who are not actually paying the tax. They don't know what people were paying before we came into government, and how what they paid before we came into government. We are more than double what we are asking them to pay today. But their concern is that why should government collect it? They want government to fail, so that they will know where to enter their campaign. So that is just the problem. If you meet any of the keke and ask them how they enjoy the tax they are paying now, they will give you a thumb up, because before now, KK will ask you that if I'm here, this is independence layout, please don't take me to Abokpa. Because anything that will take me to Abokpa, that will stop me and ask me to pay that I've entered another local government. Even in this independence that is Enugu now, they won't even like to go to Gariki, because another borough will stop them along that axis. And before they come back to their houses, they have over 12, 20, 30 tickets, paper tickets in a day. But today, if you pay once in the morning, you can go anywhere in the state, from Ojiriva to Eziagu, to Nsoka, to Enugu, to Nkano, to anywhere, because it gives them access to movement. And again, they pay and they confirm whether they have paid or not. The other one is that they give cash to somebody who doesn't even, in fact, what they need is tickets. And somebody can give you 3, 4, 5 tickets in a day, and you pay for it. Those things have been eliminated. In Enugu State, there is no paper ticket today. If you pay your money, you get an alert showing that you have paid your tax, and that alert stands.
And the government is using those money?
Of course. Whether government is using it or not, even the blind can see what the money is being used for. So, if you look at our roads, there is hardly any street that is not being touched today. I visited Emene the other day. Almost all the road that comes out of Abakaliki with Abakaliki Express has been touched and purely clearly paved. If you come to Abokpa, you will also see a lot of roads, streets, construction, even road going from Norwas, Penox to Pinsoka, and even from first bus stop. The work is ongoing on daily basis. People are seeing it. The issue of water, people have seen that there is improvement in water recently. The people of Transekuru, people of Wane, Coal Camp, that seen this water. So effort is being made to take it down to Abokpa. Let's take it down to Abokpa, to Guago, to Ubezeji, to let them see the water. Effort is also being made to ensure that the whole of Echelaut is properly covered. Gariki axis is covered. So currently we are generating much more water. We are pumping much more water than we had been pumping before, because we have generation over 120 million. But we are pumping it out. The issue of transmission that has hindered this circulation is being resolved very fast, and is increasing. What about the hospital? People can see small hospital being done in there, and every now and then you see the primary healthcare recruiting workers, because as more is coming on board, they are recruiting more. We see the advert there is for onboarding of new staff into these primary healthcares. So this is what government is doing. I don't want to mention the issue of the presidential, the issue of Niger Gas, the issue of International Conference Center, because that one is a monument everybody's saying. Issue of bus terminal, people can see it. We've delivered Gariki, Abokpa, Holy Ghost 1 and 2, and Nsoka. And you can see our CNG buses on transporting people on daily basis. So the Enugu Air is something, let me say that one is not everybody may see it. All of us, the people of Enugu entered the Enugu Air on the Dove Commission, but I can assure you that that one is a thing of pride. For some of us, it's a thing of pride, because you can imagine yourself getting to international airport, Namdazeko International, and you see Enugu Air parked there. Or you get to Lagos, you see Enugu Air parked there. It's a thing of pride to all of us, and that has shortened our journey. I can go to Lagos today and come back today. I can go to Abuja today and come back today. That gives you more space to work. That gives you more space to attend to other things.
The educational sector too.
In the education, the smart school has been a revolution. And you also know that a lot of, even federal government is trying to copy what we are doing in terms of smart school. People can see what is being done in this area. The citizen can see it. So I also understand that many of the smart schools have not come on stream. But just before the end of the year, all of them will come on stream, and people will begin to enjoy it. And you know that why we are doing this is that we want to reduce the tax the poor pay. Because what you don't understand is that when there is nothing like smart school, and the poor has to go to private school, when they go to the private school, they pay higher fees. You are collecting tax from them. Even though they're not paying to government, but they're paying to the owners of private school. So, but it's coming out of their pocket. But when we have this smart school, people, their tax reduces. They no longer pay tax because the school is free. The money they should have paid to private school comes back to them as distributable income for the family to use for other things. So these are what government, our governor doesn't want you to, even what I'm saying here is not what our governor is interested in. Governor is interested in, let that poor man see what we are doing. So they want you to see it with your eye. He doesn't want you to hear it. He wants you to see it.
So you have mentioned a lot of things that the government have done in sectors, different sectors, and also the internal generated revenue, the increase in the Enugu state government coffers. So do you think that most of these things would have happened without security in Enugu state? Because I understand that security and investment and business and internal generated revenue, they work hand in hand. So do you think that all those things will have achieved without having a good security in Enugu state?
No, now. Investment is not like Father Christmas. And investors are not Father Christmas as well. They don't go to where they've lost their fund or where their fund will be encumbered. You see, everybody should remember how Enugu was before they coming into power by the governor. Every Monday was a lockdown in Enugu State. Every Monday. It was a lockdown. And this lockdown spanned over 2 years. And this lockdown, over 2 years, we lost over 100 days of business days. We lost them. Now, when governor came, he said, no, people should come out to do their businesses. Our people even said, who is he? Can he stop? He's now our normal way of life. But when people realize that it's not a normal way of life, if I borrow 10 million naira to do a business in Enugu, and somebody borrowed the same 10 million to do business in Lagos, and the person goes to work from Monday to Saturday, go to his shop Monday to Saturday, he will be able to sell more. But me here in Enugu, I go to work only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, up to Saturday. I'm losing one day every day. There's no way I'll be able to pay my loan back when the Lagos person is paying his own. So when governor was trying to explain to them, our people, many felt he's putting them into risk. But when governor brought out security measures, ensuring that there's a patrol on a daily basis, so people started coming out. The banks now open every day. Every day, the bank opens. Mondays, bank opens. Businesses are busy. Shopping malls open. So activities go on. So the business has actually moved on. The GDP is rising because of that kind of activity. So the security governor has put in place, building the command and control center, putting smart cameras on the road, and we can actually trace anybody anywhere in the city. So, and beyond. So that security, why sometimes I may not like to be emphasizing it, that people don't know that when you come out in the morning and you go about your normal businesses and return in the evening, if as I will say, it's a grace of God. I get it, which we all know is grace of God. But there is government effort in ensuring that security is guaranteed, because that is actually the first line charge of government in the Constitution, to provide security of life and property, and that is what the governor is ensuring. But it's not what you can preach to a common man. He doesn't understand that. So a lot of the poor people don't actually know the difference between living and dying. So, but we can also tell you that the businessmen understand what the governor has done for them. The hotel owners, they know their level of occupancy when this insecurity was at this height, and they know their level of occupancy now. The people selling in the market, they know the level of patronage. You sell Monday to Saturday. You can't compare the turnover when you sell only Tuesday to Saturday. It's not the same. I get me.
Yeah.
So, and again, people who travel, you see, sometimes when people who want to travel to Lagos on Saturday, all of them will move to Asaba. to go and stay in Asaba because they will move from Asaba to Lagos. Today, they don't have to do that. They stay in Enugu and they move from Enugu.
All right. So it's quite an insightful one with one-on-one conversation with the revenue czar of Enugu State, the executive chairman of Enugu State Board of Internal Revenue. It's quite a wonderful conversation we have had, and we have the opportunity to sensitize the people about this taxation thing because some persons are, giving another narrative about it. So I think we will continue to work on this to sensitize our people on the taxation policy of the Enugu State government under Governor Peter Mbah. And for the fact that you have given a whole narrative that people are seeing the effort of government and what the government is doing with those taxes that have been collected. So it quite increases the trust on government and in governance. So quite wonderful one with you. Thank you very much for being on the D'Catalyst Podcast, the Tomorrow is There series. I do hope to continue to see you again and again. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.